Let's go. Catch me in them fisherman hats, rocking cannons, kid. New improved Nikes on, flying through Atlanta, kid. Lounging, Piffery lit, look who we with. Yeah, Denzel, Samuel, Brett Favre, and Brad Pitt. Chillin' in Tao, kid. 200,000 in a suitcase. Bet
What is
that
up,
now.
guys?
Let's blow
Welcome
the
to
blue
another
bass.
episode of Maximilian Must Know. Got a very interesting scent for you today. Quite a nice gourmand scent from a house that I wasn't at all familiar with. Called, and I'm going to fuck this up, but I think it's called Biehl Parfumkunstwerke. And this fragrance is called PC02. I got this from the Bendel sale. I went back one more time on a Saturday where everything was 64% off. Almost everything was gone by this time. I got there, the time I got there, everything was gone excluding a few fragrances, and two that I had my eye on. This one, which I had smelled at Bendel a few weeks back and I enjoyed, and Sables by Knick were there, so I picked both of them up. This one retails for $195, cost me $75 with the discount, and this is a house that I've seen at Oswald, and my buddy Creed Frags Ryan had just reviewed one of their scents that he really enjoyed. I think it was GS01 or 02, I think, and I really liked this and decided to purchase it. So let's talk about the house and fragrance. Now, this house was started by a gentleman named Thorsten Biehl, and Biehl's father Henning was a pretty well-known perfumer in Germany, and Thorsten traveled around the world with his father. He's been to over 60 countries, but one particular trip with his father really stood out. He visited New York, really struck by the places and people, and he decided when he started his fragrance house he would have headquarters in Hamburg, and he'd have a hub in New York City. And Thorsten was really into fragrances, but he also wanted to be well-versed in the business and marketing side of the discipline as well. He worked at quite a few big fragrance companies in different capacities, and then in 2004 felt ready and inspired to open his own house. Now, he wanted to make this an international company, so he has 6 perfumers from 5 different countries creating fragrances from his house, for his house. In sort of the similar way to Frederick Malle, when he worked with perfumers, he wants them to disregard marketing, market research, and profit margins. He wants his perfumers to focus on making great fragrances, and you can really see that based on how simple the fragrances are. The names are all of the initials. All of the names are the initials of the perfumer who worked on the scent, and then the number. So this one, PC02, was made by Patricia Cho, and this is the second fragrance she completed for the house, so PC02. Now, Patricia Cho really is a rising star in the industry. She attended ISIPCA, which is one of the best perfume schools in the world. It's Paris-based. And then she went to work at Sunrise in Germany, which is one of the largest fragrance companies in the world. And it was there that she met Thorsten Biehl, who was also working there at the time. She's done fragrances for The Gap. She's done fragrances for Bebe. She's done a fragrance for Celine Dion. She's done Marc Jacobs fragrances. And she's worked on 2 fragrances for Biehl. And the one that we're going to look at today is called PC02. Now, this one was released in 2007. It comes in one size and concentration, and that is 100 ml EDP for $195. And the notes on this are bergamot, white lavender, cardamom, spices, peony, freesia, precious woods, patchouli, tonka beans, honey, and musk. Now, as far as your presentation goes, box, that's actually the back. This is the side. Biehl Parfumkunstwerke, Berlin, New York. That logo that you see here on the sides. Information on the back about the house. Nothing. Same logo on the sides, and at the top you have a sticker that says PC02. Now, when you open the box, you have a little place for your fragrance to sit, and it comes with a little booklet. And you just stick right in there, and the booklet basically talks about the house and Patricia Cho and her sort of inspiration for this fragrance, and then there's a picture of Thorsten Biehl as well. So, little information booklet, nice presentation. If you're into it, you can display your fragrance like so, and then inside the box, you know, it's constructed so that the fragrance will sit snugly inside of the box. Bottle is real simple. FB I mean, it looks like an FB. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Biehl Parfumkunstwerke, PC02, sticker on the bottom with some information, decently heavy cap, not too heavy, and a really nice atomizer that shoots a decent amount of juice. Heavy bottle as well, pretty heavy glass. So, nice presentation. You know, first I was sort of like, you know, for $200 fragrance, this presentation ain't all that. But when you really think about it, it is pretty nice. It's a very high quality glass, and the box is pretty nice as well. And just so you guys know, the goal with this fragrance was to make the best cold weather comforting scent. That's what they sort of wanted, and one that was centered on honey and cardamom. And I'll tell you what, I don't get a lot of cardamom out of this at all, but it is one of the best gourmand fragrances that I've ever come across by a long shot. It opens up with a drizzle of honey over bergamot peel with some very light florals in the background, specifically rose and freesia. And there's also a touch of lavender in there, but not old school lavender. This is like a very light, fresh, and uplifting lavender. The opening of this is just, I mean, I got some on my arm. This is so beautiful, the opening of this. And as it evolves, it gets sort of nutty, almost like there's a praline accord and a beautiful vanilla note. Almost like some really high-end gelato melted with some honey over it. And it's a beautiful creamy vanilla, and there's a bit of musk in there as well. It's a fairly linear scent. You know, you've got the honey and bergamot at the top, and the sweetness never leaves. And what I like about this sweetness is that it's very complex. It doesn't change that much, but it's just it's not a normal about business vanilla scent. The honey, it's sort of a honey and vanilla scent, and that's just amazing. It's almost like 3D. You know what it reminds me a bit of, I'll be honest with you guys? Sarah McCartney's 4160 Tuesdays. She has a great gourmand scent called the sexiest scent on the planet, IMHO. And it's a very simple sort of smells like pine cake with vanilla, and this is sort of like in that vein. This is a little richer. This is a little more powerful, I think. This is also a unisex fragrance through and through. Men and women alike could easily pull this one off. And what's great about this to me is that this is a 3-season scent. Could this get a little cloying come the heat? Probably, you know, and the intention here was to do a cold weather scent, but Patricia Cho did such a beautiful job with this one. This is one of those very cozy fragrances that feels like a warm blanket on a cold and snowy winter night. Performance is excellent on this. Projection is good. It's not great. It's moderate, but good enough so someone will want to get close to you when they're smelling this. And this just lasts and lasts. And there's great sillage with this fragrance. You'll definitely leave a little bit of a scent trail. It's also an extremely versatile scent. You could wear this to work. You could wear this out at night. I think this would be a great date night scent. And as I said, you know, because the projection is a little strange, she'll need to get closer to you to get whiffs of this one. I really enjoy this one, and it makes me want to check out more from Patricia Cho. Now, at $200, I might consider buying 4160 Tuesday's Sexiest Scent over this one, but this has a better opening, and I think it's a little less linear than Sexiest Scent, even though this is linear. It takes this an hour or so to become as basic and as toned down as IMHO, but they do sort of both get you to the same place at the end. Owning both might be a bit redundant. I'm going to give this fragrance an 8 out of 10. You know, I'm going to take a point off because it's not the most original thing that I've ever gotten my nose on, and another point because for an EDP, you know, it probably should project a little bit more, but for me, this is going to be a fall and winter staple. If I couldn't get this on sale, there's a very good chance that I'd still buy it, to be honest with you guys. When I picked up Skin from Bendel, I had sprayed this on my wrist, and I went to eat after that, and I just kept coming back to this thinking, fuck, man, I should have bought this one instead of Skin on Skin. And, you know, I really sort of went back to see if this and Sable were there, and of course they both were. And I don't know if I'm going to review Sable. We'll see, but you got to get your nose on this fragrance as well. This is really good stuff. If you like gourmands, and there's a lot of gourmand lovers out there, give this one a try, because the vanilla and honey combination with the bergamot and the touch of lavender and florals is very unique, and it smells really high quality, this fragrance. Like, you know, it smells unbelievably natural. It smells like very little synthetic were used, although, you know, it's very hard to tell the difference nowadays, but I'm really impressed by this guy, so please check it out. Trust me on this one. Anyway, that has been this week's episode. We will be back next week with another episode. You know what it is, at least 2 videos a week, sometimes 3. I do what I do. I'm Maximilian.
Keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark.